Okay, it is time to go live. Then I'm sorry we are starting late. Just having some technical problem around here, but I'm fine now. Everything is fine. So we are set. I am going to be starting soon. Let me bring my camera closer. My name is Odetola Ebenezer Israel, and today my plan is very simple. I am going to be exploring with us. I'm hearing my voice. Let me quickly stop the echo. Okay, so I'm going to be exploring with us on the topic designing interactive and aesthetically engaging classroom. If you are meeting me for the first time, my name is Odetola Ebenezer Israel. I am a learning environment therapist. Let me open my slide. Maybe we can start almost immediately. And my plan today is very simple. My plan today is to make sure that we learn, we unlearn, and then we relearn. And regardless of our knowledge, the plan here today is for us to learn from my little knowledge and add it to yours. And what I call that is wonder. Your knowledge, my knowledge together forms wonder. I'm going to start fully in the next 1 minute. I'm going to start in the next one. And is for us to so let's start immediately. The plan is very simple. My name is Odetola Ebenezer Israel, and I'm starting right now. My goal with you is to make sure that you enjoy the class, you find it very interesting. Apart from finding it very interesting, you find it educational, and also do let me start with those words. Let me just start direct so that you can just take your time and enjoy the class. So let's start immediately. Basically, I'm going to start with my first slide. But before I start, let me introduce you to the class. The class is all about a 3 days workshop, which is a free workshop for teachers. We designed this so that we can give back to the society, and that is what we are known for from CME Foundation. We own the largest WhatsApp platform in Africa. We host training, we host workshop, and our aim is to make sure that teachers learn, unlearn, and relearn. If you are online, can you please share the link with everybody everywhere? I know my network is from where I am over here, the network is somehow, but give me signal. If you know you can hear me well, loud and clear, you can just type, and I will appreciate that. So what we do basically is to give back, and also our plan is to make sure that teachers learn, teachers unlearn, and teachers relearn, and that is why we are here today. And we are going to be on a 3 days journey, and this 3 days journey is going to be basically on 3 major topics. The first topic is going to be on classroom aesthetics, which is the one that we are on right now. The second topic is going to be on okay, let's do the second topic to be artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence for the second topic, and the last topic is going to be designing resources through Canva. The Canva design class is going to be powerful, and I'd like us to get our PC for that class. That class is going to be the last day of these engaging moments with me. My name is Odetola Ebenezer Israel, and as I said, today is going to be that day where we learn, where we unlearn, and we also relearn. I'm a learning environment therapist. I explore technology. I am the founder of CME Foundation, and also I'm an advocate of creativity and technology in education. And I'm going to start with this. Which is the fact that the classroom environment we find ourselves is it is not just a classroom. It is a place that plays a very significant role in shaping the education or shaping the whole child. And yes, thank you. I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you very much. Thank you. This classroom, I don't just call this place a classroom. I call it a place where teachers can learn anything, or I mean students at this point. Students can learn as much as possible. And the kind of classroom we find ourselves these days, I don't see those classrooms as the thought teacher. The thought teacher is a type of a classroom that regardless of the teacher in the classroom, the children can learn. I want to ask a question. If you find yourself in this classroom and you are to teach in this classroom tomorrow, what do you think will be your motivation? Can you please type right there, down there? Let me hear from you. Will you be motivated to teach in this classroom you are seeing on the screen on Monday as we are resuming? Here in Nigeria, we are resuming on Monday. Some schools are resuming in the next 2 weeks. Let me hear from you. Will you be motivated? Looking at what I have on the screen, will you be motivated to be in this classroom? Will you be motivated to teach on Monday? Will you be? For me, I'm not sure I will be motivated because this classroom is lacking a lot. A lot is not in place in this classroom. And a classroom where a teacher want to shape the future of tomorrow's leaders should be instructive, should be welcoming, should be motivating. And the goal of every teacher is to set the tone, for the children to come in, except you don't have passion for the job. That is only the reason you are going to find yourself in this classroom. You won't add anything and you'll be just going, pam, and just tell them, welcome to the classroom. Today we are going to learn, and you use that chalk or the marker to write in on the board. So my goal today is to equip us with the practical strategy to create this welcoming learning environment. And my focus is going to be on design and also design. I'm going to also make sure that I address 3 major set of teachers today. The EYFS teacher, whether you are a Montessorian, whether you are the kindergarten curriculum you make use of, whether you use EYFS. Early years, I'm going to address you. I'm going to address the elementary, whether you also run a British curriculum, regardless of curriculum, I'm going to address you. And I'm also going to address I call them the Oga Patapata, the mature set of people. They call themselves the high schoolers. This set of like, oh, our classroom don't need a lot, don't need aesthetics. We only want to be mature. We only need a mature classroom, painted in brown, painted in dark color, mature color, and by the time the children come in, we want to welcome them, and they will start learning. Every day I still try to convince them that the secondary school learning environment need to be welcoming. So far their homes, the front of their TV, you need to see what they have over there in their various homes, especially where they have their TV. It is highly welcoming, highly inviting. So it simply means that so far their homes are set in an inviting way. Our classroom also should be inviting, should be welcoming, and not just to be aesthetically appealing to the senses. It should also be instructive. So we need instruction on those boards so that the children can what? The children and the students can learn from them, because we are now facilitator. We are what? we are facilitator. Our goal is to set the tone. Our goal is to set the environment. And at the end of the day, the children. Oh, somebody said she won't be motivated. Okay. Okay, somebody said she can't over here. My audio is loud and clear. So, let's move to the next slide. So me, if I'm to find myself in this classroom, I'm not going to be motivated, because a classroom where I am meant to learn, it should be motivating, it should be instructive, and it should be welcoming. Remember, setting the right atmosphere should be the major aim. A classroom design without outstanding principle. These principles are what makes the classroom interactive. These principles are what makes the classroom not to feel barren. And a barren classroom is a place that makes learning dull. It's a place that makes learning just all about the teachers. You know, when you find yourself in a classroom whereby there's no instruction, there's no aesthetics, the focus is just going to be on the teacher. If you remember, I've talked about the fact that we have the three teachers in the classroom. I call them the third teacher. The first teacher are the adults around the child. Who are the adults? From the gateman to the driver to the cleaner to the teachers and more. I call them the first adults. Those people, the student interacts with them and they learn from them. The next one is what I call the peer group. The peer group is the fact that you show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. The next one is the environment. The environment can speak. The environment can, when you go into this environment, the moment the parents are coming in, they should be using the word wow. They should not come in and they should just be like, okay, and they should be asking you about the curriculum, whether you run the British curriculum. It is because the environment is not welcoming. That is even why they are asking you about the fact that they want to know about your curriculum at the first place. The first thing is for them to appreciate you, that the environment is spacious, that your environment is welcoming, that your environment is beautiful. Then after that, they will now be asking you, okay, I have seen your environment. Can I know what kind of curriculum do you have in place? It is even the ones that know about curriculum that we even ask you about curriculum. The next thing that we talk about is to check the hygiene of the environment. And this is even the environment. So environment is very important. It can stimulate learning. It can help create an engaging learning environment, and it can also motivate learners to also learn a lot. So the fact is that for you to create an interactive learning environment, you must make sure that you understand the principle. So let me talk about the principle. The principle number one is that your aesthetics in the classroom should be functional. Your aesthetics in the classroom should be functional. Please be following me by typing. I need those typing on the screen so that I will also know that I'm not alone, The principle number one is that, yes, we are facilitator. So right now, we are now facilitator. Thank you very much. So the principle number one is functionality. Most time, I think, let me tell you about my own story. When I started the business of school environment, my major focus then was just aesthetics. I will make sure that the classroom is welcoming with just aesthetics. I will make sure that, wow, I will put those pictures, put those cartoons and more. But the children are not learning from cartoon. The children are not learning from those things. The major thing that the children are going to learn from are the words, are the instruction. The children will learn from instruction. So it simply means that my major goal should not just be putting those furnitures, putting those cartoons, putting those things in the classroom. My major aim also is to make sure that anything I put in place, from the furniture to anything in place in the classroom, they should be what? They should be functioning. They should function to be able to help the child to grow emotionally, psychologically, and also grow academically. So it simply means that the way I position my chair, the way I position my instructional material, the type of content I put in place, all of those contents should be for the growth of the child. That means anything I have in place in the classroom, I should not put them in place in the classroom just because, oh, we need to put them in place. I should put them in place in the classroom because I want the children to learn from them. I should put them in place in the classroom because the children, we need to see them. So it simply means that anything that we want to put in place in the classroom, they should be what? They should be what? Functioning. Let me hear from you. What are those mistakes you have made so far before? Like maybe the mistake like the one I've done before, whereby I put more of aesthetics than putting of instruction. You know, I've done a lot of those mistakes, and then when I realized that the mistake was a very big thing, I turned everything into instruction. That is why I balance my content. I balance my content by making sure that my instruction is balanced with what? With my content. Everything that I have in the classroom must be functioning. Every content I have in the classroom was what? Must, even with the gross motor skills activity. Somebody saw this, my gross motor skills that is on the screen, and the person said, oh, what is it meant for? It is functioning because the teachers can use it to be able to what? To align with his content in the classroom. Or let me talk about this story of what I have on the screen. Recently, a teacher went online and wrote an article about me on his group just because I make use of an artificial intelligence AI generated images like what you are seeing on the screen. And what I wrote is that she did not bother to ask questions. You should ask questions about why is the AI picture being used on the screen. We are tired of seeing white pictures everywhere in our classroom. We want to see pictures that are what? That are African, because we are in Africa. We want to see pictures that are what? That are more of black. So we are trying to create an inclusive learning environment, an environment that the child will see and the child will be able to what? Will be able to reason with the environment. You know, I have used a lot of white pictures around my content, and I have observed something. The children, when they see some of those white pictures, they tend to turn it to an idol rather than learning from them. So why I put the big picture at the back of this classroom, in this EYFS classroom, it is because I want it to serve as a thematic wall. And this thematic wall is because I want to make sure that this thematic wall serve as a theme whereby we can use it to reflect our curriculum. And the theme for this class is under the sea. So imagine the theme is under the sea. So I need divers, children that will be diving under the sea. You know, so that's why I said my content must what? Must be functional. So if I am to decorate this classroom, I will make sure that everything in this classroom, we have what? We have content that is around what? That is around fish. So under the sea is the content. So most time when you see some of this content, ask questions. Ask question, why is this like this? Why do you have this? Why do you have that? By the time we ask question, our curiosity will be what? Will be attended to, and we'll learn more. The more you ask question, the more you get answer. So by the time the woman criticized my work, you know, I sent her a message. Madam, I was not expecting you to say this online. I was expecting you to chat me. I was expecting you to just talk to me and tell me, okay, why do you have AI generated picture? I can decide to do illustration. It is maybe because I decided to even make it known that it's an AI picture that I make use of. I can decide to make it unknown, that in a way that I will do my prompt engineering that it will be photography. You know, I do AI also. I can make my AI to be So what I do, can somebody remind me where I stopped? I don't know whether you can remember. Let me use that to know whether we are following. Can somebody try to type where did I stop? Yes, creating an inclusive learning environment. Creating an inclusive learning environment. I don't play with an inclusive learning environment at this point again. So my flaw, let me talk about my flaw. Okay, you are not alone. Thank you. So my flaw, this classroom is a very big classroom and I have the asking question, clear curiosity. So you have to ask question. One of my last lecture with some set of teachers was growth mindset. And if a teacher wants to grow, you must ask question. She did not ask question. I felt very bad that somebody can come online, write a lot about me, and say a lot. How can this person be going online? How can this person be going from one country to another country and be using AI generated picture? What is there in using AI generated picture? Is it not picture? You know? So yes, you can use. I created a content recently. I call it feelings and emotion, and then I use AI pictures to generate a lot of the picture. And when I use AI picture to generate it, I observe that because I use AI picture, they tend to like it more. They tend to even appreciate it more, that we can be seeing the topic feelings and emotion in an African context. So your goal to even create interactive classroom environment just now from 2024 is to make sure that any content you want to use in the classroom must be inclusive. Inclusivity must be there. The children should not look at the picture and think about the picture as if it's an idol. You can snap the picture of some of your students in the classroom and use it to even create more pictures. AI can mimic it and create pictures that look like your children. The classroom environment these days should be a classroom that is fun, that is engaging, that is visually appealing to the senses of the children. Thematic is part of what I've achieved. Let me see. I want to show you this. I'm trying to open the picture of the one I'm talking about where I make use of a lot. Yes, I can see it. Good. Check it out. I use this and I title it feelings and emotion. This one is, I decided to use this particular one below on the board in the classroom. And that's the goal. The goal is to make sure that the children can have a sense of belonging with the contents that are placed in the board in the classroom. So let's move on. I've talked about functionality. This is an example of functionality also. The content in early childhood environment should be functioning to what they are learning. You know, there is this idea that I place everything, put number, put sound, put this, put that. You don't need to put everything at the same time. Put what they want to learn now. Put what they want to learn now. They need to see what they want to learn now so that by the time they have those things, they can be learning from them again and again. So the first target is that you should have a content that they are learning now from. You should have a content that they are learning presently from. So if I'm teaching them sound in the next maybe 3 weeks or 6 weeks, maybe it's 3-letter sound or 4-letter words and more. My goal is to make sure that they are aesthetically everywhere so that the children can learn from them. So this is what I have on the screen. Look at this classroom also. I found this very interesting. Imagine in this classroom, maybe this classroom is, this is an high school. This is an high school, and the teacher decided to make the ceiling an interactive space. You know, when I saw this, I was like, yes, this is what we are talking about. This is a classroom that we can come home away from home. This is a classroom that I look left, I learn, I look right, I learn, and every part of the classroom is a learning point. Every part of the classroom is a learning point, and that's my goal. My goal is to make sure that every content I have in place, anything I have in place in the classroom, the children are learning from it. Remember the goal again. The goal is not to create an environment that is just beautiful, but the goal is to make sure that they are functioning. Let's move to the next one. The next one I have relevance. The decoration, relevance is just like functioning also. I can still take these two to be one. So if I am a teacher in the classroom, what will I do to make sure that some of my content are relevant? Relevant decoration should be content that the children are learning from. Should be content that are age appropriate. Should be content that are interesting. Should be content that are relevant. Should be content that can facilitate on your behalf. And should also be content that are talking about the subject matter in the classroom. So the content I'm putting in place in the classroom right now, are they relevant to what they are learning this week? Are they relevant to what they are learning next week? And more. I use this idea. What I'm learning for the next 6 weeks will be placed in the classroom. What I'm learning in the next, our own in Nigeria, our time is divided into 2 terms. Why I'm talking about in Nigeria is because I have a lot of audience right now. I have audience from Ghana. I have audience from Benin Republic. I have audience from South Africa. So you can also tell us where you are watching us from. I will appreciate so that we can appreciate you. Thank you very much for that. So every content in your classroom should be relevant. Classroom decoration is, I call it decoration before. When I started dealing with classroom aesthetics, I used to call it classroom decoration. But I observe it is more than decoration. It is a classroom that can help children to grow. And there's this quote that is my popular quote, is that the classroom environment is as important as the curriculum. The way the curriculum is important is the way the learning environment is important. So it simply means that as I put relevance on curriculum, as I put relevance on parents, as I put relevance on students, I should also put relevance on the way I set up my classroom. Do you know that there are some set of parents, by the time they come into your classroom, they can size how much the school fees will worth. We can size how much the school fees will worth with what you have on board. And that means that I can even set up my school in a way that I will use it to invite the kind of parents I want for my school. So this is the goal. The goal is that my content should reinforce the key content of what the students are experiencing presently. Check out this. And I know you'll be asking me, why do I have pictures beside my content? Every content, every display board in the classroom of elementary to even junior secondary school. The junior secondary school is till year 9. Should have a little picture around them. A little picture. I have percentage from early childhood for this. If you check this particular picture, it's very big. If I'm getting to year 6, year 7, I make the picture smaller and I make the content more visible. So the essence of my picture is to get the interest of the students to my content. This lecture is free and I want us to share on our groups. Please, let's share on our teachers groups. When I send this message online, one of my mentors said, my mentor said, why should I give you guys this free content? So it simply means that this is too free. This is too free. So I want to welcome you once again. So share this content, share this live video to everybody. We are just 45. I need about 100. This content is too much that all teachers should not be on their phone right now learning from it. And it's a content you should watch again and again. So let's continue. So right now, your content should be balanced with your caption. The big picture you are seeing up there is what I call caption. A caption is the image. A caption is the image, and the content is the content that is going alongside the curriculum. The next one. Simplicity is also what I value. Sometimes it's not how in the classroom. You know, sometimes even I do that. I'm a victim of putting a lot of stuffs in the classroom. But do you know why I put a lot of stuffs in the classroom? If I class your school, and I look at your school well, and I observe that you need a lot of visibility out there, I don't do simplicity for you. So simplicity is not for everybody, but simplicity to be your principle. If you are in a school that you need enrollment, and enrollment is for everybody, although there are some class of schools that enrollment is automatic. They don't do much adverts. Their track record of competency speaks for them. But if you are not in that era where your class of competency speaks for you, simplicity should be about maybe 20% of what you do. So right now, thank you joining us from Abuja. Thank you very much, Mr. Daniel, Miss Grace. Thank you very much joining us from Ikorodu, joining us from Lagos, joining us from Nigeria. Thank you very much. Simplicity is very important, but simplicity should go alongside your goal. If my goal is that I need a school that is eye-catching, a school that if you are driving, I need, if your school, if your goal is that you want to create a school that by the time anybody is coming in or they are driving past, they want to see something to look at immediately, you should make sure if your school is that kind of school that you need visibility, I will advise you to make sure that your simplicity is just minimal. But because I said you should not follow simplicity, that does not mean your school should have red color, should have pink color, should have everything. Your simplicity should be in place, but your simplicity should be in what? With moderate. Let's check. Why do we need simplicity? Simplicity is very important because the classroom is a place that stimulates almost everything. And simplicity in design is very important because this means that we avoid a lot of cluster and we keep the classroom layout very straightforward. Straightforward in content, straightforward in design. I have thematic is my focus. I have students. I want to focus on students this year. Focusing on students is my focus. This year, I want to focus on content. Focusing on content is my focus. Simplicity also can go alongside my goal. If my goal this year is that I want the children to learn more from picture, that means my simplicity to come from picture. If my own simplicity for this year is that I want the children to learn more from words, I want them to be reading everywhere they go, my simplicity to go alongside that reading. So sometimes your simplicity can come in form of your own aim. So as much as possible, overloading the classroom should not be your aim. Or let me just give you a direct one. Your classroom environment should be a work in process. I want you to keep that work in your mind. Your classroom environment should be what I call work in process. It simply means that when I resume this year, I should add some content. When I resume next term, I should add another content. When I resume third term, I should add more content. So the children will be seeing progress in content in the classroom. They will be seeing more, and at the end of the term, we should have a lot of content. But because I said a lot of content, that does not mean that you should not remove some stuffs. And if you have a small classroom, you should be removing. But if you have a very big and spacious classroom, you should make your classroom what I call a work in progress. a work in progress whereby you are what? You are adding. You are adding gradually, gradually. Let's move to the next one. Check out this classroom. This is a purposeful classroom. Why is this classroom purposeful and simple? Simple. The color itself is even simple. The color is just something like off-white. I went to decorate this classroom somewhere in Lagos, and then my primary focus was to just add some light around the classroom. And it was simple. I have some area to motivate the student. I have some area that focus on what they are learning. I have some area to also add my tree, which is my curiosity area, whereby the children can be able to turn to a reading corner, depending on even the creativity of the teacher. Your creativity as the teacher is also very important. Your creativity should be your aim. I don't believe that anybody coming from education sector should not be creative. Creativity was one of my major focus some years back. Every teacher must be creative. Creativity in thinking, creativity in delivering, creativity in business, creativity in even thinking that as a teacher, you should be thinking about how this your teaching job after 4 o'clock or weekend should be turned into entrepreneurship. Today is not for entrepreneurship day. Somebody will be saying, yes, entrepreneurship. Yes. Now, I should also let me add this. Your classroom environment is a 4-wall of where you are. And that 4-wall of where you are should be projected to the world. Don't keep your classroom to yourself. I need teachers this year to be projecting activities that is happening in their classroom. Just like one of my friends long time ago, Abigail. I won't forget Abigail. Abigail will write about the activity of what happened in her classroom this week. Today in my classroom online. Everybody should know that you value your classroom. From there, the world is waiting for you. You are not the light of where you are. You are not the light of Lagos. You are not the light of Ghana. You are not the light of Ikorodu. You are the light of the world. As I'm talking to you right now, I am the light of the world. Everybody should plug in and see what I'm doing. So if I'm a teacher, after putting in place everything that I have to beautify this classroom, I am the light of the world. Project this outside there. Your social media should not just be used for just your selfie. It should also be used to project what you are doing. Your simplicity, the way you organize the classroom, the way somebody can even call you one day, maybe like, I forgot her name, one of our special teacher. She was invited all through, paid off to Dubai, just because she used to project her classroom. She used to project her classroom. The next one, let's move away. Your simplicity. Your simplicity talks about ability for you to create simple corner whereby you can use to celebrate the children, to create ownership. The student should own your classroom. That classroom does not just belong to you. That classroom belongs to everybody. Please note, that classroom belongs to everybody. The moment the children feels like, oh, it is our teacher's classroom, it simply means that classroom does not belong to them. How do you create ownership? Create content that belongs to the children. Their works should be in the classroom so that we can use those works to celebrate them. Their works, the work of the children, should be projected in the classroom. Their birthday should be celebrated. The classroom environment that does not celebrate children is not a place for the children to be. So it simply means that my simplicity should also accommodate this ownership of the classroom. Thank you very much. The next one. Consistency. Consistency is key. Consistency is design. Let me start from consistency from color. Let me explain what I mean by consistency before I move on. When students enter your classroom, where the design is consistent, the key is that they should see, when the eye is looking at something, it's looking at anything. There's a way your eye will look at it everywhere, and your eye will be like, wow. And there's a way your eye will look and will be like, and your life will look and be calm. The eye should look at it and there should be reading. In the principle of arts, we have what we call reading. We have what we call proportion. We have what we call flow. Everything should flow with each other. Your color should flow with each other. If I'm you, my color, if I'm decorating a classroom, should not be more than 5. Only you should not use brown, use red, use chocolate color, use, you even name color, different things. It's only in Africa we have pepper red, sky blue, funny colors. So don't use those colors. Don't decide that this year I'm using 5 colors. I'm using 10. No, don't use 10 colors. Minimum of 3, 4, 5 colors, you are fine. Use them to what? To create consistency around your color. Consistency around fonts. Some people will use Sasuprame as this font. Use Nelson handwriting. Use this, use that. There should be consistency in your font so that it can help the children handwriting. Consistency should be everywhere. Consistency should be your key. Consistency should be something that you value. Consistency should be something that should be. Consistency is very good because the children, the students, even the facilitator coming around should look at you and they should see and know that yes, you are a professional. Your material should be well selected when we talk about consistency. Check out consistency in my picture. I found a lot of this online, very interesting. I'm going to show you my TikTok before we end this class so that you can see some of my design also so that we can use to end this class. It is important to update your classroom design according to also the curriculum too. Consistency also can talk about the curriculum too. The season, even the season, consistency can go around season. If I'm you for this term in Nigeria just changed their national anthem and we are having Independence Day coming up soon. How should I design my classroom in a way that there should be consistency around independence? There should be consistency around Christmas or maybe my thematic. If it is theme you want to use to achieve your consistency, if it is celebration, if it is any of those stuff, you need consistency. I need question. Check out consistency. Just black color, green. So the principle is that consistency will make your classroom suitable, we make your classroom inviting, and we make your classroom a classroom that we call home away from home. The next one is what I call accessibility. Your content should be accessible. Your content should be what? Should be accessible. So it's simply learning material. Although these days, because some classrooms are not that very big, I put some content on top in the classroom. But if you want to put any content on top in the classroom, make sure they are legible. The fonts are legible. The fonts are legible. Make sure the fonts are very legible. Make sure the kind of fonts you are using are legible, that the children can see them from where they are sitting. Make sure that the children can see them from where they are sitting. So ensure that your display are appealing to the eyes of the children. Explore that your display are legible. Don't assume that your font is bold enough. There are some children that cannot really see see some fonts that are tiny. And make sure that you allow students, regardless of where they are, regardless of their height, regardless of your students that are very tall, regardless of their age, they should be able to access your content. Your content is accessibility. Also talks about accessibility in terms of relevance. So visibility is one of the key to accessibility. So your content, check this one. I use this particular one somewhere in Benin, and I make sure that no matter how high it is above the window, but the font is very big. The font is what? Very big. The font is very big that the children can see. Accessibility is key also in inclusivity. because the children have to be everybody must be attended to the visual learner, to the kinesthetic learner, to the audiovisual, to the interpersonal, to the personal. Everybody must be included. So your aim is to make sure that regardless of their needs and their ability, they should be able to access your content. So in this way, how can our classroom contribute to a sense of belonging and ownership? I'm going to use this to end my slide. The first thing is to make sure that you celebrate the children's work. This year, make sure that you have a board dedicated to celebrate children's work. It can be at the corridor, it can be in the classroom. You need a content that can celebrate children's work. The next one, you need a content or a board in the classroom that can be used as current affairs, especially secondary school. Your current affairs display board should be your focus. The children should be a global citizen. The children should be coming to your school and they should be seeing an extension of what is happening on the news. The children should go to the school and should be seeing an extension of what is happening in the community. So it simply means that I should have a board that should be used to display content of what is happening per week, or what is happening per month, or what is happening daily. A school without including the current happening in a school is teaching the children to be old. To teach the children to be current is to teach the children to know about the current happening. So you need a board. You can title it current events. You can title any board. It can be a newspaper that will be displayed there. It can, like now, if I'm resuming next week, I am going to create a board in my secondary school talking about the current issue of the NMPC. We talk about NMPC. We talk about Dangote, and then from there we'll now be talking about everything. So our economics, our social study, all those contents can be integrated around it. This board can be around the walkway. This board can be in the classroom. So make sure that your goal is not just to design. Your goal is to make sure that those boards are interactive. For them to be interactive, you need to follow this method. The next one, interactive display board. This one I cannot talk about it now because it involves technology. But go and explore how to use QR code to include interactiveness in your content. Example, there was a time that the parents came for open day, and we have video of the students reading some particular content. So we use QR code to be able to, the parent can just come and scan the QR code, and then from there they can see what is happening in the classroom. So this simply means that we have created a board that can accommodate what? Technology. Technology should be a major aim this year. I know you will ask me later. Maybe you should ask me later, do you inbox me? How do we include technology? Maybe you can even invite me to your school on that. But I think I've done that before. If you check my YouTube channel, if you scroll down, I'm sure you will see something like that. I have 10 minutes left. The next one, explore career exploration. Career exploration. The children right now need to know about career. They need to know about the kind of career they want to. I've seen a lot of students graduating out of SS class and they don't know what they want to be in future. Why don't you start displaying those careers? Let them know the career to start with, the career they should start building right now. Some students can know their career path from secondary school, even from primary school. We have a lot of students that have developed their career their career just by displaying some of these career. New career are evolving every day. We now have automation as career. We now have AI agents as career. We now have AI integrator as career. We now have a lot. Children need to know about it. The next one we have informative display board, whereby information are placed on the board and those information help children to grow. Parents can see those information and more. Study tips display board. This is a board that guides the children about how they should study, about how to help them to study well, about how to help them in the stages in understanding the stage of how to study or how to be a good reader. And we encourage them also with pictures of people who are readers, who have who are doing well by just starting their career from being what's it called, a good listener, or studying a particular content. Motivational display board motivate these students. Their mind are very soft. They are bully. Anti-bully can come in from motivation. Motivation can come in from different angle. Value. Remember, we are teaching for three things: for knowledge, for skills, and for value. How do you add value? You can add value by adding what? By motivating the children. So we have to motivate the children right now. So children need to be motivated. So when we motivate them, this is where we are going to create a classroom that is balanced. A classroom that is balanced is a classroom that is full of motivation. So it simply means that children should be motivated. So add a lot of inspiration around your board. We have some of this motivational display board on ebencourt.com. Maybe you can visit our website and you can get that. Book recommendation. This class is just too outstanding. This class is just too outstanding. And I won't tell you the one to use and the one not to use, but I will advise you, take a board that will be used for book recommendation. This can be for key stage 1, key stage 2, year 1, year 2, year 2, year 3 grouped together, and you just cut the front page of the book and you put it there so that the children can be motivated. You can summarize the book so that they can know about the book, why they should read the book. This can help them to be a reader. Children need to read right now. And then, because of this AI is coming in just in a very big way these days. So we need to be motivating them to be a reader, apart from them using AI at home. And the last one on my slide is that the children need to know about their digital footprint. The children need to know about what is going on almost everywhere. The children need to know about how to use technology. The children need to know about when to use technology. The children need to know about the fact that technology can help and technology can harm. So they need to know about everything. So create a board that talks about, do you know your digital footprint? Let them know about it. Read about digital footprints. And at this point, this is where I'm going to stop. And the fact I'm going to use to end this class is that in the realm of education, we often emphasize more on the importance of teaching methodology, curriculum, and more. This year, speak about environment. Use your environment to speak. Use your environment to market. Use your environment to invite learning, to create an inviting learning environment. Use your environment to create instructive learning environments. Use your environment to be able to create a home away from home. Use your environment to make sure that by the time the children are coming to school, they should be happy that, they are coming to school to come and learn. They should not be looking at the environment and be like, I am bored. I'm not going to. They should be happy that they are going to school. The environment is a place that plays a significant role. And this environment should be seen as the thought teacher. And this environment should be seen as a place that the children will learn and grow. As we decorate our classroom this year, keep in mind those principles. Keep in mind those principles, that they are very important, and reflect on them everywhere. Reflect on them, and at the end of the day, you are going to be 100% blessed. Now, your goal is to go on my TikTok. I want to recommend my TikTok. Let me show you my TikTok. I want to show you my TikTok. Maybe you can go online and visit my TikTok. I have a lot of videos I've placed on this TikTok. I started using TikTok recently, not because of anything, but because I observed that this is actually a place where we are going to have a lot of teachers, new teachers soon. A lot of new teachers soon. So your goal going to TikTok is not to go and do selfish. Your goal there is to go and learn. Because let me display caption. You are going to see my screen right now. Okay. So you can see this is a content that is to be used, cut it, to welcome the student back to school. So when you call, you chat back, you're in a class. This is a content to welcome student back to school. And our goal here was very simple. There should be a board to welcome the student back to school. You can get this as a product in our store. Hmm? Don't mind me over here, but I'm going to show you. Let me show you. Let me show you where I have contents. Your walkway. You should have a lot of stuff around your walkway. I'm going to show you curiosity object. You can see that curiosity object at the back. You should have curiosity object at the back. And your branding, your boss should be part of the environment. You should market your school. Remember, this curiosity object, a lot of people have been asking questions that this curiosity object, what should you use it for? Please use it as your developmental milestone. Use it to measure the student height. Use it to measure the student height when they resume. And we have a lot of them in our store. You can get them. You can WhatsApp our number. You can visit our web store to get them. Your display board. I have a lot of videos that I'm going to recommend after this class. Just WhatsApp my number. Tomorrow morning we are going to be doing practical, short video. I'm going to be teaching you how to create your background. Please get ready. We are still going to be learning tomorrow. So your border design, know the principle of how to use border design. So you need to go on my TikTok, go and learn, go and unlearn, go and relearn. Your class tasks are very important. So at this point, I'm going to stop here, and the Lord will bless every one of us. If you have questions, you can drop them anywhere so that I will attend to them later. And at this point, I want to say thank you very much for joining. You can visit my TikTok. My name is Odetola Ebenezer Israel. And at this point, we are going to say goodbye from here in Lagos in our office. And thank you very much for joining. We really appreciate. And at this point, I will just be showing the video while you just watch. Thank you.